Let's move on to this story now. Northwest Acting Police Commissioner Patrick Asaneng says millions of rands have already been spent since the Stilfontein operation began. He was addressing the Parliamentary Portfolio Committees on Mineral, Petroleum Resources and Police earlier today. In Stilfontein, Shaft 10 continues to be cleared for rehabilitation. Newzroom Afrika's Refiloe Seboko is in Stilfontein and joins us now. I guess the question many people are asking Refiloe is that with everything that's happening in Parliament, where the country's national legislators are asking questions, but also saying what can be done to ensure that what happened in Stilfontein never happens again. My question is, what's happening in Stilfontein now on the back of promises, or an undertaking at least, by the police and other government authorities that the mine is going to be sealed so that no one gets to go back there and do what your tigers were doing?
Well, Vuyo, a little bit earlier on when we were speaking to Sanko in the Northwest Province, we're saying that they are disappointed that they were not engaged with regards to the processes that are now unfolding, where we saw the heavy machinery being here on site, Shaft 10, clearing site and, starting with preparing for the resealing of the shaft. You'll remember that even in that briefing earlier today, or that engagement in Parliament today, it was yet again being indicated that there's about 6,100 disused mine shafts in the entire country, and some of those that are here in Stilfontein, like this one, Shaft 10, Shaft 11, and other shafts that are here. And particularly around issues of resealing these shafts is to ensure that there is no illegal mining activities that are continuing, and also, the incidents, or avoiding the Stilfontein activities that we saw here unfolding in the past couple of months. But there are also questions, around who really needs to take accountability around on the lives that were lost. We saw some of the points that came earlier today to say that lives could have been avoided had the rescue operation that was led by government brought in a bit earlier on, and ensuring that lives are saved. But there's also an issue of the Operation Vala Umkoti itself continuing, even when that rescue operation led by government was stopped after the rescue experts left site. We still continued to see police officials still monitoring heavily so this shaft, but there was also an issue of cost implications that we heard, and acting sub-commissioner of the Northwest Province, Patrick Asaneng, indicating to earlier on when he was updating Parliament with regards to the work that has been done so far with regards to the operations here in Stilfontein. Let's listen into what Patrick Asaneng had to say.
The National Commissioner has already indicated that the operation was also resourced from the Kara Fund. In Northwest, since the operation started, 23 million has already been used for deployments, and then 9.8 for overtime of members, because there were instances on many occasions where members had to work more than the prescribed hours of duty to be able to conduct this operation.
And around issues of cost, Vuyo, you'll also understand that it's not just about the deployment of officials, but also this process of having to rehabilitate mine shafts, or disused mine shafts, not just here in Stilfontein, but across the country, with the Department of Mineral Resources and Petroleum earlier on also updating with regards to the work that needs to be done, not only for resealing of the gold mines, but other mine shafts as well that they need to reseal and ensure that there are no illegal mining activities that will be conducted going forward. Let's listen into Madikeledi Moloto, who was indicating about what the state had inherited with regards to the 6,100 disused mine shaft countrywide.
The state then inherited approximately 6,100 derelict and ownerless mines. And in South Africa, there are about 246 asbestos mines. And since we started with this project of the DNO, we've rehabilitated over 49 of these mines. And the reason why we talking asbestos mine is because of its health risk. And out of the 1,170 unsafe, or what we call mine openings or holings, mainly situated in the Gauteng, we have rehabilitated 746. And we're saying of the 6,100, we've got 2,563 that are classified as category high risk. And those are the ones that we are prioritizing. And again, on the chart, you see coal, copper, and gold. These are the minerals that, or the mines that we still need to rehabilitate.
And the discussion continues, Vuyo. I mean, also the other question that was raised during that parliament briefing was where these minerals that have been confiscated from illegal miners that were brought to the surface, those gold-bearing materials that some of them were found in possession with, where have they been taken? You'll remember that they continued to be searched, and some that were found with those gold-bearing materials. And there's also a discussion, and that is ongoing, a conversation around where really that mineral, or rather the gold that they have been found with, they have been taken to. But the issue here, it's also about the challenge that comes with the criminal element of these illegal mining activities that are happening. In Stilfontein, those that we have seen being arrested, some of them, they were from Mozambique, with the update that was given a little bit earlier on, some of them from Zimbabwe, some of them facing, among others, being in the country illegally, so having not been found in proper and relevant documentation. And with Police Minister Senzo Mchunu indicating that this remains a criminal activity, even with the Minister of Mineral Resources and Petroleum, Mantashe, to say that illegal mining activities is a criminal offense, and therefore it will not be tolerated. And that's why they will continue with the work of ensuring that these disused mine shafts are being sealed, so that there should not be any activities that are continuing on them.
Refiloe, Seboko, with what is happening in Stilfontein, those shafts being sealed as per the promise of state law enforcement agencies and the Department of Mineral Resources. Meanwhile, in Parliament, you had those ministers Mandashe and Mchunu, addressing the committees of police and mineral resources about what actually happened, trying to explain that and what we need to do as a country to avoid falling back into that trap. In other words, avoid the situation we saw in Stilfontein, where many people died and there was chaos, but also clearly a lot of laws being broken, but at the same time, failure by those entrusted with very specific responsibilities to actually do what they are meant or supposed to do in terms of the Constitution, but also the work that they have undertaken to do as public representatives.